Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa. If you're new here, we are a large family living off-grid in Australia. It is Sunday today, so there is a few things that I need to film today. We'll have the Sunday chat, which I'll probably put out tomorrow, and then I filmed the grocery haul when I got it home. Like, I laid it all out on the table and I filmed it all, but I've only just done all the maths up for the costings, and so I still need to film the intro and the costings and stuff for that one, so I will get that one done. We also got a hamper yesterday, which I'll put with this video. It was just a small one. We didn't go and get any of the extra fruit and veg or anything because we've just done our grocery shop. So a fairly small one, but we picked that up yesterday, so I will add that to this video. But I also would like to start the cooking stuff. So we've only got like, what is it, like 11 days or 12 days until Christmas. So I would really like to start getting some of the baking stuff that I got done and filmed, and then I've got a few run-on videos. That would be ideal. We will see how we go. I do have my task for today. I'm not going to bake anything or bread or anything because we got stuff with the hamper, which I'll show you after. We got some bread with the hamper like normal, but we also have leftover hot dog buns from groceries because we always buy a pack of hot dog buns and you buy them in the big pack. It's what you get, like you get the whole pack, and we have hot dogs, but there's always leftovers. So what I'm going to do is I bought those cold rotisserie chickens, so I'm going to strip those this morning, I think. Strip them all, get the carcasses in the freezer to make stock with. I do have some bones in the freezer as well that need to be turned into stock, but I do have 2 of the 5 kilo bags of the chicken drumettes still in the freezer, so I think I will cook them over Christmas. Nice finger food, they can go in the fridge and people can pick at them as well. And I didn't buy any bone-in chickens. I was going to buy a whole chicken to roast. I didn't end up doing it. I bought the cold rotisserie ones instead because I would have had to freeze it anyway. I actually did forget the rolled turkey roast too. I'm a little bit sad about that, but Darryl does have one last appointment in Toowoomba prior to Christmas, so I might get him to do that. We did talk about culling some of the turkeys. They're the right age for culling and eating, but this temperature is really not ideal, and we didn't set anything up. We were looking at setting up like one of those, you know, those pop-up gazebo things that have the insect netting all the way around them so that we could have fly-free area to cull some of the turkeys or whatever we were culling, but we haven't set it up because the roosters will be due for culling as it cools down a little bit in sort of March, April. So that's when we will do a big cull with all the roosters that have that we hatched out over this period of time. All the excess roosters will need to be culled. So we were sort of looking at planning that setup for then, not for Christmas time. Because in this heat, the flies and everything else, it's really unpleasant doing any sort of processing in this heat when you don't have the right coverage. We also have to be aware of water usage, so we always have to have a hose and everything to use while we're doing it all, and you know, so we hadn't planned to do any culling at this time of the year. We did have a few people who were interested in turkeys, but no one has actually come and collected them yet, so we still have them everywhere. But yeah, I think I will just buy a rolled turkey as part of Christmas lunch, and it's just a small one so that it can be part of everything else for Christmas. I think that's, yeah. So I normally buy the Costco one, and we really enjoyed it last year, but either they didn't have any or I missed it, or I'm not sure, but I didn't end up grabbing one. So Aldi apparently has some, and so does Woolworths and Coles normally. We'll see if there's any left when Darryl goes in, and we'll do that. If we don't get it, we don't get it. We have plenty of other food. So yeah, the task for today is going to be stripping those chickens down and putting the bones in the freezer so that I can make stock once I've finished all the bone-in chicken, the legs, the drumettes that are in the freezer as well. We'll get them all cooked up, and then I'll have a big batch of bones to make some stock with. I got an order in for a toilet roll holder on Friday, so that the lid for that one is printing today, and we will get that, and I'll get that posted tomorrow. And I have some orders for the set of 4 Ninja Turtles, except I ran out of green. So I ordered that in. I picked that up Friday, so I've got to finish them today as well so they can be posted out tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on when Darryl's going to town. I also got a custom order for some Christmas shirts, so I got some wholesale shirts to try out the different sizes to make them for a friend, but also I ordered a bunch of white ones so that we can tie-dye them and check out the sizing, and the kids can have those for Christmas too. So I've got to get that sorted. So I've got just a couple of the printers running. Sonnet did a market yesterday, a little Christmas market. She didn't make very much money, but we don't really expect to. We're a regional place and my stock is pretty eclectic. She did print out some of the dragons though, that went down really well, as they do. Everyone does dragons, so it wasn't something that I really wanted to do, but she really enjoyed doing them and they did sell well. So she did that, and while I was away, she and Darryl managed to get the printers going and get all those dragons printed. So that was a good experience for her there too. And the next local market is in February for Valentine's Day. So we will do some things for that. There is some really cute key rings out there that have like two parts to them, there's an avocado and the pip is a heart shape, and one side has the pip in it and one side has a hollow for the pip and things like that. So we might look at doing some of that sort of thing for her for the Valentine's market as well. I don't think my toilet paper tissue holders have quite the effect at a market as they do when, demonstrated and sold online to people who are, watching and stuff. So we shall see what we do there, but yeah, that's on the card. So she had fun at the market anyway, regardless of how much she sold, she had fun, and that's the biggest thing. So yes, I need to pull those chickens out. I need to get them stripped is one of the first things, so that Darryl and some of the kids are at church this morning like normal. So if I get them stripped, we can use them for lunch. We can have some chicken and salad sandwiches, or Darryl can have chicken and salad without the sandwiches. We've got lettuce and we've got tomato, cucumbers, mayo, all that sort of stuff. So that will make some really nice sandwiches or rolls for today. And then depending on how much is left, I was looking at making a chicken and broccoli bake as part of dinner, because we've got all that broccoli that came from the shopping haul as well. And we did have one container of it that got in the bottom of the fridge and I forgot it was there, that went a bit yuck last month, so it went off to the animals. I did break up a bunch of the fruit and veg and do a mixed box for my neighbour. So she got some of all the Christmas fruit, which was good as well. And we're slowly working through it. So we have frozen all of the raspberries and all of the blueberries straight up, other than what they ate while they were doing it. I really like raspberries frozen for in my drink, so I like them in lemonade and like as little, muddled mocktails. But I also really like them on baking, like the raspberry white chocolate rolls or all that sort of thing. The strawberries weren't a great price. We didn't buy strawberries this month, but we have run out of the pureed fruit on the shelf that we normally do, which we normally just do berries because it's nice and safe to can just pureed as is, which they use for the pancake bakes. So I'm going to have a think about what we will use as an alternative for that. But yeah. The apricots are well and truly needing to be eaten or processed first up, as well as the lychees. They're the two things that need to be done pretty much straight away, so I need to get them done in the next couple of days as well, and probably start work on the passion fruits as well and getting them scooped out. And I will probably just freeze them for the moment. I want to make some passion fruit curd and stuff like that, but it's probably easiest just to freeze it in ice cubes or something for the moment. I can it, but I probably won't. Because it won't be a particularly large batch and it's a lot of work. Though I could just use the steam canner in small jars. I'll see, I'll assess. So, all these things are in my mind of what I need to do this week, as well as whatever baking that I want to get done as well. So, yes. So the week was shopping. You saw most of it. The trailer worked really well with that extra panel in the bottom that we did with the extra sort of hidden space in the bottom of the trailer. There was a lot of room left over. And there would be far more on a normal shop because wouldn't have all the Christmas bags in there as well. So it's definitely nice and roomy. I got heaps of fruit and veg because I could, and it all fit on the back of the tray and there was space left. And that new esky meant that the prawns and everything fit all in that esky, as well as everything else that I bought with room to spare. And I used the back seat, but again, there was still room and there was room on the front seat. So I did really well. Now, it was a small shop. I probably will go back in 5 weeks because that'll be the week before I go start the new job. So I thought it'd be easier to get it all over and done with. So long as the budget, I haven't actually looked at the budget for that projection. I will see, but it would be nice, easy to get it done and dusted before I go back to work and not have to worry about it. And I could potentially go almost the whole term without going back, maybe, depending on, I don't know, I'll have to have a look. Or I just do a small one and work on future next year that we do every 4 to 5 weeks, and I just do a 2-day trip sort of thing. We'll see how we go. But the theory was that this didn't need to be as big a shop because I'll probably be going back in 5 weeks. But it's so in the rhythm of what I buy that I think it probably would last us a lot longer than that anyway. And it was more expensive because it was all the prawns and stuff too. So, you know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get set up with these chickens to get these done so that I'm doing something while I'm chatting. And I also need to, film all the stuff that I need for the actual grocery video too, because I'll probably get that out this evening and then this one out tomorrow. I'll see how I go. But yeah, so I'll be back. All right, so they don't always have them, but these are just the rotisserie chickens, the hot ones, obviously because they're rotating the stock in and out so quickly at the moment because so many people are buying them cold. So they're still the $6.99, but they're just cold, which works well for me because if I buy the hot ones, they have to go in something on their own. So like ideally you want to put the hot ones in an esky all on their own. So the one time that I did it, I bought like 12 of them because that's what fit in the esky and kept them at the right temperature all the way home. Whereas if I get cold ones, they can just go in with the rest of the fridge stuff. Yes, they are harder to pull apart when cold and it is frustrating. But at the same time, when I bought the hot ones, I didn't have time to pull them all apart that night anyway. So they got stuck in the fridge and pulled apart cold the next day. So, you know, much more convenient to buy them cold. The bits of meat that get left behind, not such a big deal because I make a really nice rich stock out of this at the end. So all I'm going to do is there's some that have already been picked at in here, and I will put the carcasses back in the bags because I want all that flavour from it as well in there too. So all I do is I strip all the meat off them and I put it on a tray, and then I will dice it up a little bit if it's going to be frozen or for whatever use, and just do that with all of them. And just, we use this as fresh chicken meat, which is really nice. It is actually cheaper than buying whole chickens and roasting them myself. The chicken, this is $6.99 for a whole chicken already cooked. These are smallish chickens, but not overly small. I would say that these are probably 1.8 maybe. So not your tiny little 1.2s. And to buy whole chickens there at Costco, I think it is $4.49 a kilo. So this is sort of worth like the $6 if it was raw, and I'd still have to have the time to roast it, so the time and the gas and everything that would be used to roast it all up and everything like that. So at $6.99 it actually works out cheaper. Now these chickens are fairly unseasoned. I was surprised the first time I bought them from Costco. They don't have much seasoning on them at all, but that's fine because they work well as a base for a lot of other things. So I'm just going to go through and strip all these chickens and get the carcasses in the freezer, the chicken meat just back in the fridge for the moment until I make lunch, and decide if I'm going to use some for dinner as well. I'll leave some for dinner in the fridge, and the rest we will vacuum seal up and throw in the freezer to be used as quick chicken for pasta dishes or whatever over the next month. So this is what I ended up with, this big tray of chicken, and we've got 2 bags full of carcasses and a bit of skin and fat and stuff like that will be added to the other bones, which are a lot leaner. So we've got some fattier skin and stuff here, and then the leaner wing bones and stuff, but they have plenty of that collagen and stuff to make it nice gelatinous, and then all this chicken. Now I'm not sure what this chicken weighs, and I'm not sure what this tray weighs, so we're just going to have a guesstimate here. I also realized that I forgot to buy the board. You know how I talked about buying a new board for under here? I forgot. So including the tray, it is over max weight, but apparently over max weight. So the max weight on this, I believe, is 3 kilos. So those 3.5 chickens, we've got over 3 kilos of shredded chicken. So I think it's well and truly worth the cost, time and effort to do it this way, if they happen to have the cold ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred some of this up for lunch, put some in a container for dinner, and put the rest in the freezer, I think. All right, everyone's had lunch now, so I need to do some fruit processing. I'm just going to quickly cut some up and think if there's anything else I wanted to say for Sunday chats. I can't remember, but I need to get this fruit sorted. So the apricots are going, they were all very ripe. So we've got some, they've already got some bad spots and attracting fruit flies. So we've eaten a whole bunch of them fresh over the last 24 hours, but they really should have gone in the fridge, and they didn't go in the fridge because there was a lack of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them up, and all I'm going to do is freeze them. With fruit, let me grab another bowl. With fruit, it is one of the things that, I don't know whether it's better to see me or the board when I'm talking. I think the board, honestly. But with fruit, it's one of the things that we always leave room in the freezer for. So, you know, like there's certain things that, I wonder if I can put you in front of me. I wonder if that would work. I've been saying for like years now that once I get the kitchen sorted, we'll have everything set up better, and that is still the plan, but the kitchen is taking so long to get done. There we go. Can't see the bench as well though, mind you. You need to be further away for that. But I've been saying all along that once we get the kitchen done, we will get the filming set up a little bit better. Anyway, these are freestone peaches, so they're super easy to cut and pit. So all I'm going to do is throw them in a bowl. And what I was saying was that freezer space. So freezers, one of the things that we want to use our freezer for is for being able to put frozen fruit in, because there's some that are really squishy, but they're still fine, which would probably make perfect jam. Though I don't know if you're supposed to peel apricots for jam. I'm not sure. Freezers. Yes, so we make sure that we have freezer space for fruit, because whilst canning fruit in jams or in purees for certain things and stuff is great, the way we predominantly like to store our fruit is frozen, because we like to use it as for smoothies, or the kids will just eat it straight from frozen. So it will get the most use by being frozen in pieces. So if I slice these into just segments like that and freeze them on a tray, the kids will just go to the freezer and pull them out. So any that are really good, still nice and firm, I will throw in the fridge so that they can be eaten fresh over the next couple of days, because fresh is still, you know, preferred. This is why you end up getting on my breathing too. I just noticed that my mic is directly under my mouth. So that's why everyone complains that all you can hear is my breathing, is because I'm sitting here looking at my cutting board and breathing directly into the mic. It's not that I'm really struggling to breathe, it's just that I'm talking and working, and you know, you tend to breathe. So I'm going to work through these. Now, was there anything else that I needed to cover? I was going to have a discussion I mentioned last week about some comments that I've had recently. I'm not going to do that today. There's plenty going on already for this video, and I don't feel like it. The patio, Darryl got the joists and the rafters and the battens done while I was gone. We just need to get the plastic sheeting up, which we will try and do this afternoon once it cools down a little bit, because that back patio is in full sun, which is why we need a back patio. It's also forecast to rain for a couple of days, so we really want to get that done, because at the moment when it rains, we have to close the French doors because the rain comes straight in the French doors. So the goal is to get that roof up so that when it's raining we can have it open and we can still get the breeze all the way through, because when it rains here it's pretty hot because it's humid and gross, and it's normally just quick thunderstorms and stuff. It's not generally, you know, so we're going to try and get that finished this afternoon, but we'll see how we go. I in regards to the shopping, I bought pellets for the smoker because normally we would do a roast smoked pork for Christmas lunch, and we haven't had the smoker to use. I'm hoping that we can somehow get it shifted out of here enough that we can get access to it to clean it out properly, because I have mentioned, but we had the whole hopper of pellets caught alight, and so there was a fire going in the back of it, so we had to flush every single bit of pellets out of it, and I need to make sure that it's actually cleaned up, because I don't know whether there's anything left behind or not. So I want to double check that. So we did that. Anything else? I don't know. I can't think of it. Let's go to the hamper. So the monthly, we are lucky to have access to a monthly Aberdeen pantry hamper. Peter and Lois organise it for us out here. You prepay for it. It's done the second Saturday of every month, I think it is. And the hamper is a get what you get. Whatever you get in the hamper is what you get. It costs $50. It is always well and truly valued at more than what you're paying for it. And they also have a pantry store that you can go into, and it's open twice a month to purchase some discounted stuff from there as well, that Darryl regularly goes into to grab some treats for the kids when he's visiting, especially if he's got the kids with him. Now, we did not visit the pantry store this month because we just did the groceries, so we did not need to. We also didn't get any of the bulk fruit and veg. So each month there is normally a couple of bins of fruit and veg that you have access to for a fee, and Darryl didn't grab any of that because we've just done the groceries, and so we didn't need it, so that you can go to other people. So it was a smallish hamper, but always grateful for everything. So this is what we got this month. Alrighty, December's hamper. Darryl bought this box of treats. Sonnet was with him, so you know, this box of cat treats for $10, which Sonnet will really enjoy using with the cats. We got a box of Nutri-Grain, tin tomatoes, baked beans, some mixed vegetables, some tins of tuna, small peanut butter, a butter chicken, and Napolitana sauce, some rice, some instant mashed potato, a couple of bags of dried pasta, a litre of long life milk, a 5 kilo bag of potatoes, 2 butternut pumpkins, and a handful of peaches. There was a handful of little corn cobs as well. We didn't get any of the extra fruit and veg that we normally get because we've just done shopping, so we didn't need any of it. So this was just the stuff that came with the hamper, which is nice. We've got a couple of pumpkins there that I didn't buy. We'll try and make sure we use the potatoes before they go off, because I also bought 2 5 kilo bags, so that'll be fine. We've got some salami and some of the frozen meals. There's a few of the family size ones, chicken, vegetable, hot pot, Asian chicken, and the other one stuck to it, and a few of the individual ones. A 2 litre of milk. There's 4 loaves of the light rye Abbott's bakery bread, and a Vienna or something pane de casa, and some frozen veggies, some what I assume is chicken skewers, and a shoulder ham, which I'm guessing was because it's Christmas. So just a small one this month, but we also didn't need very much. Apparently there was something else. Sonnet got lots of little things of Smarties.
Like, you gave her a handful and then she was like going to fill up the hat.
So she got a bunch of little Smarties to share with everyone. Yeah. So that was this month's hamper. Yeah, just a small one. We didn't need any extras though. We didn't go to the pantry. We didn't grab any extra fruit and veg or anything because it was a grocery weekend. So this is the standard hamper. So that was this month's hamper, a fairly small one. We got a ham in there, which will be nice to cut open in the next few days, and then we'll save the really big one that I bought for Christmas Day. Will be nice. And yeah, Sonnet was really excited by getting all the cat treats. So I think I'm going to leave it there for the moment. If we get the rest of the patio roof done, I will show you that a bit later, because this video won't go out today anyway. So see you guys on the next one. Just thought I'd mention, so I split the apricots into different ones. There's a dozen or so here that are perfectly fine. I'm going to throw them in the fridge. I've got this, which was all bruised or overripe, squishy ones. Preferably not with markings on the skin too much, but just squishy or a little bit overripe. And then I have some that had some fruit flies and stuff that are going to the animals. So I'm going to turn this lot into apricot jam. Now, I do recall seeing a bunch of recipes that use apricot jam as like a glaze on them. I can't remember what it was now, but there was something that I sat there and went, that would be really nice, but I didn't have any apricot jam. But anyway, so we're just going to do a smallish batch. There's about 2 kilos worth of fruit here. So all we're going to do is add sort of 6 tablespoons of lemon juice, which I've only got frozen at the moment, and about 3 cups of sugar, and then cook it until it gets the right temperature to be jam. To get the rest, I put a tray of apricots in, but I need another tray. So these are the raspberries. They were snap frozen, so they are all frozen now. I need to bag them up so that I can use the tray for the apricots, and I'm just stirring the jam. So the jam needs to get to 105 because it's a no pectin jam, so we need to get it to 105. I'm not going to be overly pedantic. I'm just going to use my laser temperature gauge, because if it doesn't set up fully, it doesn't matter. I'll find a use for it, whether I use it in ice cream or whatever. So I'm just not overly concerned. So I need to bag these up to get the rest of the apricots in, and I'm stirring the jam. All right, so I got, 3, 6, 8.5 jars out of it. So I'll run the 7 jars through the steam canner. I'll get the lids on those, and this one I'll just put in the fridge to have a look at. I'm not sure how well it's set. I've only got my the digital infrared thermometer, can't find my candy thermometer, and my probes were flat. So we will see. I did think about afterwards, I probably should have done it in 2 batches and done it in the Thermomix, because then I could have just dialed in that it needed to get to 105. But anyway, so this is that done. I still need to do lychees. That kind of need to be done today, and the broccoli needs to be sorted probably today as well, and then I'll be sorted for today anyway. I probably should have done all this prep as a different video to the Sunday chat video, but this is how it's ended up happening, so it is what it is. So I'm going to get these in the steam canner. I'll see what I'm sharing, or whether I would just finish it off. As I said, I was going to try and show the patio if we can get it done this afternoon, so I've just sort of faffed about until we get to there. Just going to do them in the steam canner because they've got it nice and quick. 15 minutes, we're above 1,000 feet, so we'll do it 15 minutes. And get them going. I'm heating up the water to match the temperature of the jars. So 15 minutes and these will be done. It's Monday afternoon, but I didn't get to finish the Sunday chat video because it was dark by the time I finished dinner and stuff, and I wanted to finish it out by showing you the patio roof. So I'm just out here doing 2 seconds of a video to finish out the Sunday chat video and show you the patio roof that we ran short, 2 or 3 roofing panels, so we still need to grab those, but massive progress, and it's pretty cool. So this is the patio roof. So we've got the frosted polycarbonate roofing.
Should I clean your wok?
Yeah. The frosted polycarbonate roofing, and yeah, we've just slightly ran out on the end, but yeah, so it's a whole lot cooler out here already. We are going to run the shade cloth underneath the roof as well to cut the glare down. But yeah, we've got most of it done, which is pretty cool. And now we just have to get the last few pieces and this will be done, which is great progress. So that was everything. And yeah, I don't know how I finished other than to say that I was going to show you the patio. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.